Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this campus conversation, a look into the logistics management program at CMU. I'm Allison Smalley, and we're so glad to have you join us today. A couple of items before we start our presentation today. Please stay muted throughout the presentation unless you are going to use your raise the hand function to ask a question. We just want to make sure that we don't have any feedback issues. And also please feel free to ask questions throughout the presentation. Like I said, you can use the raise your hand function. You can put your question in the chat, whichever you prefer. We will be monitoring both of those throughout the presentation today. And without further ado, I will go ahead and turn it over to Evelyn Smith. She is the Director of Student Engagement and Logistics Management Program.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Evelyn Smith, and I am here with three of our logistics management students. So we'll get to introduce everyone to get a chance to introduce themselves here in just a minute. But real quick, we're going to go through and meet the team and talk about our program here, some of the trends in what we're seeing here in our logistics program, as well as the CBA in general, looking at internship possibilities, some of our involvement with our alumni, which all of you might have an opportunity in the future to get involved as well. We'll ask that. Then how our students spend some of their time inside and outside of the classroom, different activities and student organizations that we do, and looking at some of our case competitions that we've had. So with that, I'm going to ask first to let the students introduce themselves. Let me click here. All right.
All right, so hi, my name is Justin Schaff. I am a senior here at Central Michigan University. I'm majoring in logistics management with a minor in information systems, and I am originally from White Lake, Michigan, there in the southeast of Michigan by Detroit.
My name is Ryan Birch. I'm a senior, double majoring in logistics management and purchasing and supply with a minor in information systems. I am from New Lothrop, Michigan, which is around Chesaning and Montrose. We live on a farm where we grow Scottish Highland cattle.
Hi, everyone. My name is Zach Telder. I'm also a senior, double major in logistics and marketing with the information systems minor as well. And I'm originally from Lansing, Michigan.
And Mia is unfortunately still in class right now. So she's joining us in spirit as part of the team that's been highlighted throughout this presentation. So Mia might try to get a chance to jump on, but I told her classwork always comes first when we do these types of presentations and activities. So that is a little bit of our student group. And from our faculty team, just to give you an overview of the logistics team, we're really excited. Central Michigan University, the logistics program has been around for 40 years. And this last year, our name got to be put into our department. So now we are the Department of Marketing, Hospitality, and Logistics. So we are affectionately known as the MHL department, because that's a lot to write out there, but we got our name in the title, so we were really excited about that. We're currently the 4th largest program, on-campus program in the College of Business, and our faculty team consists of 5 members. So myself, I am a graduate of Central Michigan's logistics program myself. I graduated back in 1988 and was involved with some of the student organizations I now advise. So it's a lot of fun to be able to have been part of these organizations and now advising the future group of students. I joined the faculty team 9 years ago. I had an opportunity, came back from homecoming in October of 2014 for the 30th anniversary celebration of the logistics program. We were all celebrating Dr. Cook and Logistics Management Council. And the opportunity came up for an industry practitioner like myself to join the team. So I left my corporate life of 27 years, which I spent a lot of time at Ryder in the 3PL world, quality, continuous improvement, program management, and operations. Domino's Pizza, exporting restaurant equipment, and all the way back to my first job out of college at Meyer, working in a distribution center. So those years of experience, I was able to bring to the classroom and have been in a full-time teaching role now for, it'll soon be 10 years in January, which is, it's been fantastic. My fellow colleagues, Professor Lawrence, Professor Tailman, Professor Spielis, and Dr. Goffnet, we all have taken the learnings and the foundation that Dr. Cook, that many of you may have known Bob Cook, and we have continued that and expanded it into the classroom. So that's a little bit about our team. All right. Just want to share some trends with you, and I need to move. There we go. So we keep a lot of data. That's one thing, within the logistics world, we gather data. Just to give you a snapshot, as many of you may have heard on the news or have read about the enrollment declines over the past years, that we have seen now, where in 2013 we started to move back up. So this is, I've got the College of Business is highlighted here, the number of our majors. We have total students. So like in September of 19, there were 1,900 students in the College of Business, where this beginning of this school year, we have 1,291. So while we have decreased, we do see the number starting to go back up, as well as our percentage of majors that we have for logistics. So logistics has been and remains a strong program within the College of Business. At the beginning of the school year, we had 156 undergraduates that had signed a logistics major. We've got purchasing and supply management highlighted in green here, because those students, while they're not directly a logistics management, many of our students are double majors in that, and we also provide services to those students with help with internships, class, career guidance. We co-manage those with the marketing or the management department. So we're encouraged that our numbers are increasing, and that we continue to attract majors to our program, because one of the things our corporate partners keep telling us is that the one thing we don't have are enough students, right? They love our students. They want to continue to work with our students. We just don't have enough. So we continue to recruit and do a lot of efforts to increase our numbers of skilled future employees to the marketplace. All right. I apologize. I'm trying to, it's hard when I have a little screen. All right. Another metric we track is our logistics majors graduating with an internship. Right. So the class there, the Marketing 490, is our internship class that, while it's not required for graduation within our major, we highly encourage students do internships. And I'd like to take a moment to let these three talk a little bit about the internship experience that they had. So Justin, if you want to kick us off with your internships.
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually got involved a little late, and so I only have one internship under my belt. But the good news is that's an internship that actually goes from, I started in June of this past summer, and it will carry all the way over until I graduate. And that internship is with Kimberly-Clark. So I've been given this unique opportunity to be able to continue working while I'm at school, still learning. So what I do for Kimberly-Clark is they have a few basic responsibilities for all of their interns that generally includes a job shadow, working on various projects, and various daily and weekly reports. But in addition to that, the responsibilities of my desk, I am on the sourcing desk in the Center of Excellence for the logistics team. And what I do is I basically take orders that are at our distribution centers that are going out to our customers that have a low fill rate, meaning that everything the customer ordered is not able to be filled by that distribution center. And then it is my job to take into account costs and various other metrics to be able to source that order to another distribution center that can support it in full. So far with my internship, I have learned a lot just about being a professional as well as logistics itself. And it's been an overall great experience. And I don't think I could have done it without them.
Right.
Yeah. So my name's Ryan, obviously, and I had 2 internships. My first one was at Dayton Freight, where I was a management intern. I moved inbound and outbound logistics operations across the Midwest. And then my second internship was at Cencora. I was a supply chain ops intern. And there, it was a distribution center for pharmaceutical goods. So a lot of what we did was move those goods to the biggest hospitals and pharmacies across Michigan. One of the things that I'm very proud of that I did at Cencora was I implemented a 5S continuous improvement project that will save the company $30,000 annually, and that's something that they are implementing currently. And with that, I was able to secure 2 full-time roles in both those internships. And like Justin just said, I couldn't have done it without this program. This program's taught me a lot. And even with the continuous improvement objective, I took Lean Six Sigma, so I got my green belt before I even get into the industry. I think that says a lot about what our program's trying to do for students, pushing them into the workforce. So.
Awesome.
And like Ryan, I've also had 2 internships while here at CMU. My first internship was at Roush down in Livonia, Michigan, and I was doing indirect purchasing there. So one day I would be buying 1,000 nuts and bolts, and then the next day I was buying a water heater online. So a lot of different variety, but it was a good experience to get, my feet wet with the industry and really get me excited to get back out there. And then this past summer I was at Ford, again on the indirect supply chain team, but this internship had more of an event planning focus to it. I put on a tech show with over 30 suppliers coming out to Ford's campus, with over 250 different Ford employees actually attending the event and getting something out of it. So that was a really great experience.
All right. So thanks for highlighting the work that we do. We find that having students having internships is a great way for them not only to find out the things that they like to do in the industry, but also the jobs that maybe aren't a great fit, or different companies, being able to have 1 or 2. We have sometimes students that are fortunate enough to have 3 internships over the course of their time here at Central. We find that very valuable. And fortunately, our logistics majors with internships has been increasing. That not all students will take the class for credit for their internship. So this number I do believe is underrepresented in the fact that we do have students that go take an internship, but they don't need the class credit to graduate. So they choose not to enroll in the 3 credit class, but still do that internship for the experience of that. And we have seen to Justin's situation where he had an internship and now he's continuing to work for the company. We're starting to see a trend with employers offering more of a internship co-op type of experience, where the employer then can have that student continue to work at a 10 to 20 hour pace after they leave for the summer, to continue to work with them to see if they're a good fit for the organization, and keep that relationship going. So we're starting to see more and more companies starting to offer those type of opportunities. In past, a lot of the co-ops would be a 6-month, needed to leave school for 6 months, work full time. And many students were hesitant to do that based on missing a semester on campus and not wanting to lose that campus experience. So the way that the companies have been able to, through hybrid work, being able to bring that continuing to work for them in a hybrid atmosphere has really been a positive change that we've seen over the last few years. All right, do we have any questions at this point? Can't see the chat, so okay, just want to make sure. All right, we'll continue here. All right, for some of you, this, and we'll just kind of touch base a little bit of this. Blackboard is our learning management system where we have, as a professor, that's where I put all of my class. I have a specific classroom, assignments. The students go in, they turn in their homework, they take an exam. Where do you find your materials? We've taken this learning management system and we've added, we call it a Blackboard shell. It's like a course, but it's for our major. So we now have a one-stop place where we can post material for all of our logistics management students. So if we want to put out, for example, we're taking a tour on Friday of the Meyer Distribution Center in Lansing. So we have this tour opportunity. So how do you reach everyone with the flyer information? We put it out here on our Blackboard shell. This is something that we feel we're unique right now in the College of Business doing this. And it's a kind of a best practice for us to be able to reach all of our majors, for them to find information easily. So it's just one of those things that we're continuously improving and trying to engage and reach out to our students with. So everyone has a love-hate relationship with Blackboard right now because we went through a major upgrade to a new system over the course of the summer. So when everyone logged in this fall, it looked completely different. And we had to work all summer at making the changes. So everyone's kind of in this learning phase. I feel it's one of those, anyone that's graduating in December, they're like, why did you change it from my last semester? But I'm starting to love it more. At first I was a little frustrated with it, but like any new technology, we have to embrace it, embrace the change. But this is something where we're always trying to figure out, how do we communicate? How do we how do we get information to our students? Knowing that not everyone reads an email, but everyone has to go into Blackboard for your classes. So we thought this was a great way to be able to get to our students. You guys have any input on Blackboard? No. It's one of those.
I would just say that generally when it comes to Blackboard, at first I really didn't like when we switched over, but now that I'm getting used to it, it kind of is a better solution, especially for like taking exams and stuff online with the lockdown browser. But as far as like the logistics management Blackboard shell goes, it is really, really nice to know that there is a place where I can go and find any logistics information at all. Because the professors always send out emails with information on it, but more often than not, those emails either get misplaced, accidentally not read, or just missed entirely. So just knowing that there's a place where, oh, I think I heard of this event that's coming up, but I don't know any specifics, I know I can go to the Blackboard shell
and find it. Yes, I'm glad to know that it's accidentally missed. There, Justin. There you go. Not
yeah, no, I always try to read them. Sometimes I'm
just teasing you. It's all good. All right. One thing we are very proud of is our involvement with alumni in the program. And actually, I have an 11 o'clock class that has an alumni speaking in it for me so that I could depart early to take this call. So we had worked it out where she's like, oh, I'll come up and I'll be able to take over your lecture for the day so that I could come into this space. So we bring alumni back into our program as subject matter experts. It's a way to bring another voice into the conversation with students on experiences, because the supply chain is so large and we have such diverse different jobs and companies available. We all have different experiences. From just our faculty team, we all 5 are products of the logistics management program, and we've all had careers outside of teaching, and our careers have all been vastly different. But we all came from the same place but bringing that experience back in. So our alumni are key to success. and having that partnership to bring that experience. I bring in young professionals that can talk to the students too about that experience from transitioning from a full-time student to a young professional. What are some of those lessons that they learned that they might be able to pass back? Career professionals that have been out in various levels of organizations and being able to show different paths and different types of experiences. So know that if you are interested, I will open the invitation up to anyone on this call that wants to come back and get involved in campus. And also the WebEx and Zoom meetings has been a great tool as well, that if you physically are not able to come to Mount Pleasant, we can still bring you into the classroom via.
Evelyn, are you there? I think we may have lost you. Let's give her a second to see if we can get it back online. They are trying to get back in, so we'll give them another minute here.
Hey Justin, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can.
Hey, so where are you from, man?
So I'm from White Lake is where I grew up.
Okay.
Recently, like my freshman year of college, we actually moved to Holly. But over there by like Waterford, that kind of area.
Yeah. We used to live in Heartland, not too far from there.
Oh, oh, nice.
So what made you
Nice.
choose CMU?
So one of the main things for me was, if I'm being completely honest, was honestly money. Because I was looking at a lot of these other schools that even with their best scholarship was still going to be an insane amount of money. After
That's
I
all
got
right.
here, I quickly realized that the smaller class settings and the smaller groups and doing a lot of group projects and stuff like that was perfect for me. So I don't think I could have made a better decision.
Yeah, cool. I agree with you. I'm not an alumnus, but they call me an honorary alumnus. I'm actually here in Mount Pleasant. I'm the Senior Vice President of American Mitsubishi Corporation, Japanese automotive parts company.
Oh, I gotcha.
And I've been involved with CBA. I used to be on their board, and I got involved with SAP University. And anytime I do something with CMU, I'm thoroughly impressed. And it's people like you and the small teams. Mia Fawn was actually on my SAP competition teams 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, yeah. One of the ones that
Or
I think
last year.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
The
awesome.
first year I did that, our team was out of 40 teams, our team came in fourth. We were pretty proud. Last year, our team came in first out of 40
Yeah,
teams. So I won some
yep,
scholarship money. That's pretty cool. But
yeah. That was
honestly,
really
I've been up here since 2000, and every time I'm involved with the engineering school or other things, especially CBA, I'm just thoroughly impressed. I kind of wish I was a graduate.
well. That's great to hear. We definitely appreciate hearing that.
Good job. Keep it up. I guess I'll go off audio.
Sorry about that, folks. I think we've got, we're dialed back in here and I will, Evelyn, would you like me to share my screen and advance the slides for you? Okay, you are muted, just so you know. Let's see.
There we go. Okay. Now
All right.
can you hear us?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Let's,
All right. So I think so I apologize. I'm not sure what happened, folks. We were talking about alumni and getting involved in the program, and then my laptop said we were kicked out of the meeting. So I apologize for that. So on the next slide was the student organizations. We have 2 student organizations here on campus that are focused on the logistics management major. So we have the Supply Chain Management Association and the Logistics Management Council. The 3 gentlemen are all part of these organizations. So I'll let you guys, if we want to start with SCMA, talk about SCMA a little bit. So.
Yeah, I can talk about SCMA as I'm currently the senior advisor for SCMA, and I've spent all 4 years of my time here at CMU in the group as well. I'm starting off as a basic member, and then I moved into a membership coordinator position as well. Took a break and then came back as senior advisor now. And it's really all about kind of getting those new students, people interested in logistics in the door, right? And then getting them set up as best as we can professionally, and really trying to give them like a competitive edge when it comes to preparing themselves professionally and getting ready for the full-time space. So we hold lots of different events like resume reviews and different networking boot camps, really to hammer in those skills and really get them ready to talk with different corporate partners. As our biggest event is a networking night where we bring in anywhere from 20 to 40 different supply chain companies and suppliers, partners that come work with us and are looking to hire directly out of our program and out of our group with SCMA. So really good to get people into the door and get them exposed to companies, get them talking to different recruiters, and really trying to get those things like internships and ultimately full times. And then I can throw it over to Ryan or Justin to talk a little bit more about LMC.
So yeah, if I'll pass it back over to Ryan, but I am currently the vice president of the Logistics Management Council. We are an honor society, so we only have a maximum number of students, which is set at 20. Basically, what our group focuses on is really just focusing on expanding our logistics knowledge. We do that by attending various conferences. Last year, we attended MODEX. For those of you that don't know about MODEX, MODEX is basically, I think they change the name every year, but it's basically the largest transportation and warehousing conference in the country. So we had the opportunity to go and attend that with their student day. Got to meet a lot of professionals there and got to learn quite a bit about the industry and what's going on with it right now. One of the other big things that we do is case competitions. So logistics case competitions are basically a company usually writes a case. Just recently, we actually went to the GM case comp. Me, Ryan, Zach, and Mia were all on that team. And that case was written by General Motors. And basically, we had to come up with a solution to the logistics problem and then present it to a panel of judges who are all industry professionals. And then in our case, we managed to make it onto the finals and win from there. But those case competitions really give students a chance to get that hands-on experience with logistics and really learn a lot. I personally have learned an absolute ton from all of these different case competitions that I've been blessed enough to be able to do. And then addition to that, we also work on a project with one of our corporate partners. Usually every semester we try to do this. They will usually give us data and a problem that they want us to solve or something for us to focus on and look through for when it comes to logistics. And that's something that we have been able to do pretty much every semester. I know that we just started one this past week. But that's mostly all for LMC.
All right.
Yeah, I'll say a little bit, yes. So I'm the membership coordinator for LMC, and I'd like to say it's probably definitely one of my most personal achievements that I've made. It's developed me so much as a person and understanding supply chain. One thing I'd like to mention is the networking that comes with LMC. The seniors from last year helped develop me, whether it was Bailey or Francis, in case competitions or just getting to know them. I feel like that serves me well when it comes to alumni, reaching out for potential jobs later on. And I'd like to say, actually, LMC and SCMA, my previous boss held a position in SCMA and LMC, and he was able to hire me because I was a Chippewa. And so it goes a long way with, having the LMC name on your chest that you are validated and you know what you're talking about. And I know that goes a long way for networking. So.
Awesome. All right, Elson, if you can go to the next slide. So one thing we are seeing kind of with the student involvement is that we have seen a significant increase this year with our majors getting involved. So we kind of use this as an indicator of the involvement with our students. And I can really feel it on campus this year that I feel like we finally have kind of moved through the pandemic fog and the not really wanting to get involved with things, to seeing students excited and hungry to get involved with activities. So we're definitely seeing an upswing in our student engagement on campus this fall, and we're back to that pre-pandemic level of involvement. So we find that exciting. We would wish that we had 100% of our students involved in our student organizations, but we also know that many of our students are holding down jobs. They are involved in social activities. We also hope that there's other student RSOs on the professional front as well as their members. So it's always our challenge of we want them involved in everything, but we also understand that they have to balance their time between different activities here on campus. All right, next slide. Just kind of shows kind of the life of the semester. You can go to the next one, Allison, thank you. So all the different things that we have going on in the life of our logistics program each semester. And we've got some pictures of these activities, but just to give you an idea of the different opportunities, we have a saying in our group, seek opportunities, seek logistics. We as a faculty team, we are promoting different events and activities, bringing in corporate partners and coordinating efforts. And we start at the beginning of the year with, and we have an involvement fair at the College of Business where all the different student organizations and the faculty teams, we come together and promote all the opportunities that are there. The students lead a logistics information night once a semester, because logistics is not one of those words that all of our younger students know what it means, right? Most of them come into college knowing what marketing is or finance or accounting, but logistics is not a term that is used in a lot of high school classes or understanding. So we want to try to promote our major. So the students put on an information night twice a semester. Then we go through, we always have to be recruiting because these guys keep growing up and graduating and leaving and getting great jobs, which we want them to do, but we need to keep bringing in the next generation of students, right? So we go through every semester our recruiting process for our various organizations. We do case competitions. Our premier event with Supply Chain Management Association is a networking night. We do a whole career fair of just supply chain companies and positions. So we'll bring in 40 companies that are looking for the students within our major, which I think is a fantastic opportunity to do that. And then I've highlighted a few of the other case competitions and activities. I really believe it's important that we take our students out and be able to experience things. All right, can you jump to the next slide? So I call it a go see it. I was a Cub Scout mom, and that was what we used to call it when we were, the Cub Scouts would say, let's go on a go see it. And I kind of taken that same thought process, because I can teach something in the classroom, but until students actually go out and see a distribution center, a warehouse operation, a factory, even an office environment of what does it look like? How does it work? And being able to take students on trips and have these experiences has been a fantastic part of the job. And I don't know if there's anyone that sticks out in your guys' mind of one that you loved or you want to talk about.
Yeah, the top right photo is us at Modex. And when we went there, I was kind of blown away by how much automation there was. I worked in a distribution center, which was all hands-on. So people were picking and packing pharmaceutical goods with their hands. But to see where the future is going, there was robots walking around with boxes. It was kind of mind-blowing. So that was a really cool experience that I was very proud to be a part of.
All right.
So I'm gonna kind of, oh, you want to go back one just real quick? I want to highlight this one. So this picture right here in the left in the middle, that's actually a picture of Zach, so I'm gonna kind of steal it real quick. But that was the Colorado State University case competition, and they actually had a truck from the American Trucking Association go to that, and that is the truck simulator that they had on board the truck that we all got to try out. It was really a cool experience, but I think above that even is it helped give me personally an understanding on what truck drivers go through when they're driving. And I just think that that's important for any logistics professional to understand.
Yeah, to be able to see that. So, and if Mia was here, we could highlight, she's up in the top corner. She got to go to Trucking U. So Trucking University, and was with a small number of university students from around the country that got to participate in a workshop for a couple of weeks. And she was actually highlighted on a poster when we were at one of these events. So we called her out on that. But trying to bring students to these various events to see different opportunities, I think is really important to do. The next slide is highlighting just some of our activities that we have going on here on campus. So this was our involvement fair. We've got networking. We say networking, recruiting, and learning, right? So having these opportunities, not only to network with industry specialists and people coming in to recruit, but also the networking that happens between the students and between the faculty team and the students. We've got a great team that we work together with, and being able to have these relationships. They transcend, I know mine did, my relationship with Bob Cook transcended decades. And I know now that I have students that still keep in touch with me, and that's been a great experience as well, that we continue to foster this family of logistics students into logistics professionals. All right. Next slide. So Justin, this one kind of goes back to the company project. We kind of jumped a little bit ahead. A part of LMC is that we do try to work with a company. Last semester and moving into this semester, we've been working with Gordon Foods. So if you want to highlight just a couple of the things, the lessons learned.
Yeah, absolutely. So as vice president of LMC, I'm actually designated as the project manager, which means that any company project that we do, I am technically in charge of. So one of the things with last semester's project that we learned a lot from, and we're going to be doing a similar thing this semester, but what we really learned from last semester was, for one, even as college students, we can provide value to companies and industry professionals. We're able to take a deeper dive into some things that they might not have time for or the resources to be able to do. And one of the things that we were actually able to do for Gordon Food Service was validate vendor contact information as well as locations. This is something that was really big for Gordon Food Service because they didn't realize that any of that information had changed. So we were able to catch that for them. We were also able to find some optimization as far as their lanes and stuff go for their inbounds and things from there. And above all of that, we learned how to work professionally with a company. And I think that that's something that is just very valuable to learn.
All right, thank you. So we're always looking for new opportunities, excuse me, to work with companies. If any of your companies have projects. Oh, I got a tickle in my voice. Sorry, voice is an octave higher. All right, if you could jump to the next slide. All right, external case competitions. This is one of the opportunities that we have here at Central that we're able to bring students of, and Logistics Management Council is kind of my go-to for the students that will participate in these. So we try to do anywhere from 2 to 4 a year, depending on the budget, because it does cost us to travel to these locations. But we have had the opportunity to highlight CMU students. The pictures here are, we've gone to Collins Aerospace, Colorado State University puts on a case competition, General Motors with Wayne State puts on a competition, the Society for Human Resources and Supply Chain within the healthcare industry, they put on a case competition we participated in last year, and 4Flow, which is a 4PL consulting firm. They're European based, but they have a Royal Oak office location that we participated in a case comp. So this is a great opportunity for students to be able to participate in these case competitions. And we want to highlight one in particular. So if we want to jump to the next slide, I think is our team here. We went to the GM Wayne State's supply chain case competition this fall, and Central Michigan University took home top honors for that competition. There were a lot of, there were 20 schools, a lot of competition, and these three, along with Mia, had the solution that was deemed the best solution, and it did a fantastic presentation to the executive board of General Motors for this case competition. This is the first time that Central has won this competition. We've come in second a couple of years, but this team took the trophy home. Well, we don't get to take it home. We get to put our name on it and it stays there. They were kind of hoping to put it in our showcase, but just wanted to congratulate the team again. This is considered the gold standard of case competitions. And there are a lot of big name schools there, and Central was able to put our name on the trophy this year. So want to say so proud of these students for their efforts again, and we want to highlight and congratulate them on this case competition. All right, then our next one is our internal case competition. So one of the things that I, as a faculty member that takes the students to the case competitions, I get to take 4 students. And we have a lot of great students that I wish I could take with me to these external case competitions, but you only can take 1 team, and that's 4 students. So I have these great rock stars that I get to go to be able to say, hey, let's work on this case. And these competitions, most of them have, there's no financial prize. You don't get a class. They're not for class credit. This is extra work that these guys are saying, yes, we'll sign up for. We wanted to bring that experience to more students. So 4 years ago, I went to Dean Moberg in the College of Business and said, I'd really like to start our own case competition. And there was a push to say, well, great, let's do this. Let's open it up to other schools. And I said, no, I just want to do it internally and be able to provide an experience to our students internally. So we had this competition. It's hard to believe it's already been a couple of weeks ago already. I mean, time is flying. It was October 25th. We had 92 students participate, in this case competition. We had our underclassmen doing a computer simulation, and our upperclassmen had a case that Professor Tailman and I created. It was a procurement case. It's a unique case that we actually create our own case study. So this is unique. It's not anything that anyone else has done before. They can't go out to the web and try to find an answer. This has been a new problem that we've created. And it's a full day event. We have corporate sponsors and corporate judges. We as faculty don't judge it. It is based on our industry experts and being able to do that. So I can say that everyone here, and we have scholarship money. We have an alumni donor, Jim and Renee Damon, who have generously put scholarship money to this competition. So we have the first place winners took home $1,000 scholarship. Second was $500, and third was $250. And all the gentlemen on the phone have a little bit more money in their student account this year.
Mine just hit today, actually.
Did it hit today? All right, congratulations. So this is something we're really proud of within our program. This is the 4th annual this year that we had. We're already starting to plan the 5th annual next fall. It is, I hope, to be one of my legacies that this continues on well after I am no longer here. So I don't know if any of you guys want to talk a little bit about your luck experience. We call it the Logistics Undergraduate Case Competition, or the luck. So
I would just like to say, I'll just go first. I just like to say, if it wasn't for the luck, there's no way I would have participated in the GM case competition.
yeah.
You really need that experience before you do external. And I felt that served me huge because I knew what I was dealing with. We knew the process, the layout of, how much work goes into these things. So that was hugely beneficial for going into the GM case comp.
All right. Yeah, and that's, I think, go ahead, Justin, go ahead.
I was just going to add on to what Ryan was saying and just say, like, for me personally, luck was my first case competition last year. And since then I've done, I don't even know how many, like 3 or 4. But because I did luck, I was able to be more comfortable even presenting as well, not just knowing what needs to be done, but also what to expect when it comes to presenting to industry experts, which, let me tell you, for the first time is very intimidating. But after getting through that first case competition being luck, it made the next case competitions a lot easier. And I would not have done my first external case competition, that being Colorado State from last year, without luck. So.
Yeah, so it's been a huge addition to our program, and being able to provide this experience, because it's nerve-wracking to stand up in front of people to present your idea, and we put them on a stage with a microphone. But having those industry experts, I know that you could probably in 5 years, or you can go when you're standing in front of a client group or your boss, you'll be able to pull this experience that you had and be able to present confidently. We want to continue to give our students opportunities to practice and to build these skills so that when they move into the workforce, they can navigate various different experiences through that. And being able to have an industry expert start asking you questions and being able to think on your feet and be able to respond, that's a skill that will serve them well as they move into the workforce. All right, so that competition will hopefully be again next October. And we'll have, these guys will all graduate. They're all even and they're off to bigger and better things, but the next group will come on through. So with that, we'd love to answer any questions that anybody might have or any input or questions would be great.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Now we can.
Very
Yeah.
fine. Hi, this is David Martin Stevens. I'm actually here in Mount Pleasant. I'm the senior vice president at Subaru.
Oh, David, you're breaking up quite a bit. We can't hear you very well.
Anytime I was involved, I say for what you're doing.
Unfortunately, Dave, you're breaking up, so I'm only getting about one every 3 words. So I don't know if possibly putting it into the question, if there's a question into the chat. And we're on the phone. I'm trying to find out if I can see. So excuse me if I'm there's the chat. Let's see.
Sure what that was about. Can you hear me now?
We can.
Yes.
That's better. Yes.
All right. So I'll be brief then. Based on the experiences of the case there, I actually agree. That's excellent type of experience. I was involved with ERP Sim last year. Mia Fan was on our winning team.
Oh,
And
okay.
loved what those folks did. It's very similar. You mentioned the opportunity to speak and do presentations. I'm not sure it's in the undergrad program, but I strongly encourage someday in your careers to do the Dale Carnegie class. It was life-changing for me. Similarly, what you're experiencing, but if you hadn't that experience, it was absolutely life-changing. My other question is it possible for me to witness or observe any of these events?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, we would welcome you to come in. So I can put my contact. I'm not sure, Allison, if we're sharing my contact information or
we will. I can
Okay.
I will include that. I'm going to send out a post-event survey and the link to the Zoom recording. So I will make sure that Evelyn's contact information is in that email as well. And that will most likely just depends on how quickly the recording downloads, but either today or tomorrow, I will send that email out.
Great.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I first got involved with the CBA and SAP University. It was meeting Steve Tracy and inviting myself to a competition.
Sure.
And then I took over for a team that didn't have a sponsor show up, and they're doing it ever since and love it. I also have Steve Tracy bring in his advanced class in business integration and for a plant tour of our operation.
Okay.
And it's pretty close, it's pretty convenient, but it's modern manufacturing. We're not Dow, it's not big, but got 250,000 square feet here in Mount Pleasant, does everything any business would do.
We would love to be able to come over and see it. So definitely, close is fantastic. So being
Yeah, we
able
can
to do that,
squeeze you in a couple hours.
that would be great. That would be great. So let's make that happen. Not sure we can squeeze in this semester, but definitely next semester.
Understood.
Let's get on your calendar.
So are you 3 graduating in December or next spring?
Next spring.
All right. Well, I hope to meet you sometime. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I did also drop her email address in the chat, but I will include that in the email.
Great. And then on my, when I reply back to you, on my tagline is my cell phone. Feel free to use that. My office phone here. I'm not in my office that often, so there's a 248 number. I moved way up here, way up north, 5 years ago. So I'm a Metro Detroiter, most of my life, until I moved, up here 5 years ago. So I still keep my 248 phone number, but feel free to use that, that number to communicate, as well as the email.
No, understood. I'm 810 myself.
Okay, yes. Yes. Yeah, it's one of those things I always told my students too. My phone number is not going to change. So, you know,
Well, anymore, there's no value. There's no need to change it.
no, you don't need to.
For life.
Exactly. So looking forward to connecting with you. So thank you for that opportunity. Any other questions? And I can't see who's, with our loss of our computer, we can't see anybody.
We don't have any other questions in the chat.
Okay.
But I do, we'll give it another minute, but I wanted to say thank you to all of you for taking the time to share all this information with our audience today, and also for our recording. We do have quite a few people that will sign up for our campus conversations that it doesn't work out for them to be here in person, but we can see through our Zoom statistics and such that they are being viewed as well as our YouTube channel. So we really, really appreciate your time today.
You're welcome. And for those that were not able to join us today, that invitation extends to, our CMU family, that we would love to connect with you, get you involved back in our program, whether it be working with you as a company or an individual, to keep that alumni network going strong. We value that, and we value your input on keeping us current with what's happening out in the world, and connecting you with students that are looking to join the workforce. So thank you for that. And we always want to fire up. We, wear your colors. I'm always amazed when I'm wearing my colors, how many logisticians are all over the world that came through the halls of Braun and CMU. So we're always fired up.
Are you all attending the event this Friday? Mid-morning to noon through noon? At CBA for Daryl Stenson and company?
We are not, because we are on a bus trip to Meyer. And this is the hard part too. There's always so many good things that are going on. We've got a trip planned down to the Meyer Distribution Center in the Lansing area. They have an automated grocery warehouse that we have a group of students that we're going to be doing a tour of that facility, to be able to show automation and food distribution on Friday. So that's where I think all of us will be, is on a bus headed south on 127.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I'll say to our audience, thank you for joining us. I hope you have a great afternoon, and fire up, chips.
Fire up. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.